Thank you to Prime 47. They're our show sponsor today because they brought us meat, Doug. They brought us meat.
They didn't bring me meat.
It's right there. I can see it
here for you.
It's right there in the bag. And you know what, Doug? I'm taking it home with me.
Ooh. And Doug, they also brought some filet sliders on the pretzel buns.
And some shrimp cocktail.
Which is very tasty, and some lobster mac and cheese.
Nice.
I'm saying.
And you missed it. Because
is this going to be like a 4-hour show?
So far.
Halfway through. We'll have a constitutional halfway through.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to crash. We're just going to crash here today.
I wouldn't doubt that.
I would be willing to finish that bottle of Blanton's and sleep here.
Oh, see, that's just wrong.
Did they bring any vegetables?
What is that?
No.
Let's see. Is horseradish from the cocktail sauce?
Yes.
A vegetable?
Yeah. It is. It is.
Isn't it a legume, technically?
A legume.
Oh, stop it.
A nut? Isn't that like a nut?
No.
Oh.
Bean.
It's
a bean.
Okay. I don't know what radish. It's a turnip. I don't know what radishes qualify as.
Well, we got Doug Carr from Marketing Tech Blog on the line with us. How you been doing today, Doug?
I am doing absolutely fantastic.
Oh, fantastic as well. You know, we are celebrating our 200th episode, and Doug, you've actually been around with us for well over 100 episodes.
Well, it feels like 200.
Yeah, I think
he's joined it. He started episode 15-ish, right on.
Oh, yeah. Started
right
sporadically doing a flyby, and then he landed with us about show 50, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been an incredible experience, man.
It has been a journey, that's for sure.
It has been an experience.
We've gone through a lot of iterations.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
So.
And now there are not one, but 2 studios.
Yeah.
I know, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 as we get Brad Shoemaker involved.
Oh, yeah.
Everything was going great until Nate joined us.
Interesting. He had a counter argument there a little while ago.
All the shows have been better since I got here.
Yeah. Well, you would
think so.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
So we wanted to obviously get you on the show here. Sorry we missed our lines got crossed on what today actually was, but
we should tell everybody what I thought.
Go ahead, tell everybody what you thought.
So I thought that you guys were just being lazy. You were just going to smash together a best of series, and we were going to take the day off.
Oh, that's what that Slack message was.
Yeah, I didn't know that this was going to be participatory.
Yeah, so, all of the subsequent messages that we tried to send you didn't imply that we wanted you to be on the show.
Well, I didn't. I only... Wait, I'm looking at him right now.
But I only... So but with the...
At 2:30, I said, so I don't have to come over, right? And Sparky said, what? You better believe it, baby. We have steak and a show.
Yes.
Wow. And then around 3:50... Nate still is asking, "Are you coming?"
Yeah. So I don't know, and I know that Aaron texted you, and we called.
Yeah,
he actually used the cell phone for its original purpose, and that was to call you.
Yeah, but I don't answer my phone, so it's okay.
I know, so I'm just whatever. You just didn't want to be on the. I think you just didn't want to be on the show today.
I love being on the show. Are you kidding me?
I'm just saying.
Actually, you know what?
Actions speak louder than words.
He's dedicated to his clients. And that's what he's doing right now.
Don't give him an out. That's not what this is about.
You know what? Here's the sad part is I wasn't actually working with a client. I was over here with Harrison Painter. He's laying on the couch right now. And we were installing a new SSD drive in his MacBook Pro and then migrating his old Mac stuff over to it. So we were really into some exciting stuff over here.
Yeah. Productive day.
200th episode, Doug.
Free steak.
Free
Doug. Bourbon.
Yeah, I know.
Blanton's, Doug. I'm just saying.
It's okay.
I'm not worthy.
You can do it again tomorrow.
Actually, we've got a show tomorrow as well.
We could do the 201st.
Actually, tomorrow we're going to be doing a spinoff. We're doing a local local edge or edge of Indy focus.
We're trying to figure out the name, but the Edge of Indy is kind of.
And we're going to be having a focus on some internal marketers here and tech people here in Indianapolis, and
you could call it tangent, because that's the edge of a circle.
No,
we flat out refuse to.
I'm pretty sure that has something to do with geometry, and I wasn't very good at it.
Radius. Oh wait,
on principle,
radii, the diameter.
Radius is taken.
That's why I made the joke.
On principle, I would not. Yikes! All right.
What else can we come up with? The hypotenuse, the edge of the hypotenuse.
So, back on topic here.
What topic? There is no topic. That's the
All right,
that's the glory.
For this show, we wanted to finish up and doing a little bit of an interview with some of the Edge crew and talk to each and every one of us. I don't know who's going to host here, but just ask a few questions about our involvement here. 200 episodes. It's a pretty good achievement for any show, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
fantastic achievement.
And we're getting a lot of downloads, more than we've ever had. We're averaging around 500 downloads a day now, which is pretty good for a podcast.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is.
So I'll start things off here, Aaron. And so we're on the 200th episode, and I started shortly there before the first one started, and I didn't really understand the thought process behind it all. What
you're assuming there is one,
right? And the podcast didn't really pick up until this last year or so.
Yeah,
like in the popularity. So what was the reasoning behind starting this show?
Right.
All right, don't go crazy.
Okay.
Because this could be 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
And you've got like 2 minutes.
I got a captive audience here. 2 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So
2-minute drill.
My company's 12 years old, and I had been. So I'm going to start from the beginning. But I was doing.
I gotta go.
I was doing a lot of seminars. I was doing quarterly seminars before MBO, before a heck of a lot of things were happening here in Indy. Just providing education about search engine optimization, because I started my own company where previously I was with other marketing companies and they didn't know or want to know about search engine optimization. It's too risky because all of a sudden your head's on the chopping block for success, right? So it made a logical point here is to start demonstrating what this was, and I had a number of presentations at the Ritz Charles up on the north side, and I had 30 or 40 people at every one of these different seminars, big screen and what have you, and doing just some focused knowledge transfer of what these concepts were, and this was before social media ever took hold, and that I would continue to do for 2 or 3 years because it made sense because nobody really understood these topics. Much worse than today. Even today it's kind of nebulous, but at the same time, there was just no knowledge of the online search environment at all. So, to get clients, I really had to educate them about what this was. So I stopped doing that for a few years, and then doubled back around. I think it was 2011 that we started this.
February 2012 was 2012, our first one.
And I had needed to be getting back into the speaking environment. And Doug, that's several years prior to that. You remember that MBO started to take off, and a lot of other of networking events that were educational in nature started to really take hold inside of Indianapolis. And I was a bit behind on my investment of time into that. So I thought, what? Why not start a show on the radio to jump back into the fray, so to speak, and provide some good education and knowledge about that. So it was a terrestrial radio show that we were, able to pull the MP3 from and immediately jump into podcasting way back when, before most of anybody was doing it. And it had the same impetus back then it is now. It was an education piece before any type of sales. It was to get an understanding out there, and on top of it, it keeps our swords sharp and keeps us invested in what's happening.
Yeah. So what in terms of keeping on this podcast topic, what have you learned along the way in podcasting? Obviously, you listened to episode 1. It's a lot different than it does episode 200. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, Podcast in general, or just how to do one?
How to do one.
And what kind of advice would you give to a newbie that was getting started that was like, yo, I have this great idea. I heard you guys on the podcast on a podcast the other day. I think I should start one.
Practice before you get on the air.
Yeah.
And also learn how to be natural when you're speaking, because I mean the whole goal is to try to have a relationship with listeners, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're choppy, if you're not talking from the heart, talking from your passion level, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to look transparent. It's going to look. It's going to sound fake. It's going to be sounding forced.
Yeah.
And you can hear podcast after podcast where people just are trying to do something, but they're not tapping into their passion. So everything kind of comes out a bit stringy and just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So before everything else, I also enjoyed getting on stage, so that didn't hurt things that much, right? So I was able to pull that skill out of the basket and use it again.
So you were a pole dancer before this? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Do you want to know what I went by?
He made a lot more money back then.
Yeah. Shorty.
You've seen Magic Mike, right, Doug?
Yeah.
That's actually where they got the idea.
No.
He was?
I haven't.
Oh, right. He was Matthew McConaughey's character.
Wow. See?
All right.
And talking about uncomfortable scenarios, Nate brings one.
Hey, I didn't ask anybody to mail their mustache to me, so I'm still good.
And so last question here for Aaron. We've had a lot of great guests last year and throughout the whole 200 shows. What's one we haven't gotten yet? What's the big fish out there where we haven't gotten yet?
Matt Cutts.
Matt Cutts. We tried.
We have tried. We haven't gotten him.
He's gone though, right?
Yeah.
I can still talk to him.
Yeah, we can still talk to him. I want to get Gary Isles on the show.
He's not important anymore though. Why would we talk to him?
We could talk about Department of Defense stuff.
He's on my bucket list, man. Don't crush a dream, dude.
Morgan Freeman. I want to get Morgan Freeman on the show just
to have
like a sentence.
Why not?
Just so I can hear his voice.
I'd like to get Hillary Clinton on, talk about email servers.
That's probably a good idea. She could probably help some people set those up.
Yeah.
That's educational content.
It is.
I'm trying to play along with this.
We could teach her about encryption.
Oh,
you think so?
There you go.
No, I think Gary Isles would be good. I think Google, by and large, they're coming out of their fences. They're coming and actually starting to connect and socialize, and they're at these conferences more and more.
Yeah.
They're speaking. I mean, obviously, that's a much larger audience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they're realizing they need to participate in the conversation, not just be this stone wall. I mean, they started to do that with all the webmasters forums and all the discussions with John Mueller and what have you. And so they've been controlled and kind of a bit keeping their distance. They're finally starting to warm up to all of the professionals out here. So, no, who knows? I'd love to bring some of the Google personnel and be able to talk to them about some of the things that we experience and we know that are out there.
Cool.
Yep.
So now it's Nate's turn.
Nate.
So
my questions are boring.
Yours were boring. I could have thought you're not an exciting person, so I couldn't come with me. But for people who don't know, Nate's a big volleyball guy. You played volleyball in high school, correct?
I did.
And did you win a state championship?
I did.
Remember that?
2005.
2005. What's your position? What hitter, spiker? I don't know what the roles are. The positions are.
I was a DS libero and an outside hitter.
So that's the guy that substitutes in and wears the
in the back row. See, you know what you're talking about.
Yes, I know.
You researched before the show after you wrote that.
And we're speaking French.
What are you talking about?
That's exactly right.
I have no idea what you're saying right now. I can do foosball. I'm a demon on the foosball table.
The Cubs won.
They did. They did do that.
Yes, I watched that game.
There was a baseball game on yesterday.
I was actually listening to it on the flight out, a flight back into Indy last night.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Weird.
And the pilot was giving us the scores, and I picked it up on Sirius, and I was listening to the final outs.
Wow.
I'm saying.
Cool.
All of a sudden, I'm a baseball fan.
Yeah, it's a good game to get hooked on. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to, I never asked you this before. Why volleyball? What got you into volleyball?
I quit playing other sports, and
the other sports wouldn't have him.
I kind of just. I mean, I wasn't serious enough about like
the cheerleading squad was full.
Yeah. Hey man, I was always a really good bass. Never mind, that didn't come out. That didn't work either. But anyway, isn't that what they call those? Well, I don't know, Doug. You tell me.
Those are pervs, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. That went a different direction than it needed to.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't know anymore, but. I played a lot of sports when I was growing up, and then I was a big soccer person, but I also played baseball, basketball. I was too thin to play football. Yeah. I was breakable.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you were. Sure.
Trust me. Trust me. And so I just kind of picked it up. I got recruited by the head coach because I was an athlete, because I played other sports, and they were just looking for people because boys volleyball was way less popular back then than it is now in Indiana.
Yeah, so. I grew up in Ohio, and I don't think there was men's volleyball or boys.
Yeah, we played. I think we might have played a couple of teams from Ohio. They were Cincinnati based though.
I think
Cincinnati, Xavier.
Yeah, St. Xavier is a Catholic school, so they probably played.
So they had
a lot.
They had a team and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and Nate is also. This isn't on the sheet there, Nate, but you're putting your own fence in the backyard, right? This is a very thrilling conversation.
Oh, God, guys, I'm so close to being done.
Lame.
I have to finish. So I'm going home today. I'm going to finish. I have to finish today. But this whole being dark at 6:30 thing is absolutely killing my production time. But I'm so close to being done.
Yeah.
One plank at a time.
Oh, Lord. You have no idea.
I would have just hired it out, but
hey, man.
Hey, saves you some money.
That's the difference between you and me.
Yeah. But then again, we haven't seen the fence.
I've seen videos.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
He's supposed to like
pictures
one or one side of it. I've seen the one video.
Oh, when I finish, I'm just going to run back and forth down along the fence and take video of that and scream. And so maybe that'll be later today. I don't know. We'll have to see if I can finish that up.
All right, Doug, your turn.
Dum-dum-dum.
So we in the course of these shows, we learned a lot about you. You're a movie extra in a couple movies. So a lot of people probably don't know is that you're a Navy vet, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I just kind of wanted to get your experiences as being is it a sailor? Is that the term, right?
A sailor is the right term.
Yeah,
yes.
So tell us a sailor story that you got.
That's clean. It's got to be clean.
Yeah. That's some trouble there. Okay, well, I'll tell you. So I was on a tank landing ship. Basically, our job was we would get about 1,000 Marines on there, all their Humvees, sometimes amphibious assault vehicles, and we had a tailgate to the LST, and then we had a front ramp to the LST. So our job basically was these ships were built back in the Vietnam days, and they were basically a one-way ship. They would land and typically just get blown up by the enemy or whatever. Mm-hmm. And sailors were expendable back then. But they lasted, of course, past Vietnam all the way up into Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Now they're all decommissioned. But I was in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and I was there for 10.5 months. Like a lot of people think, oh, that was just a few days, that war. But for those of us that were over there, we had to go over there really early. And then we obviously stayed really late as well. So in 10.5 months, I did 3 weeks in port. The rest of it was out at sea. And so you tend to get a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
A bunch, you figure it's about 400 guys on a ship, plus another 1,000 Marines on a ship. And you're just floating out in basically, 112 degree, 115 degree weather every single day. And so you really do go nuts. And so one time, some guys that I was friends with, some guys in the Marine Corps, they were EOD guys, the explosive ordnance disposal guys. And I was always friends with those guys because they were absolutely crazy.
Yeah, those are the fun guys.
Yeah, those are the guys that are going out and, taking bombs apart and everything else. And so I befriended them and just became good friends with them. And one time we pulled into port, and they had to go do operations on shore and fill sandbags and do whatever they had to do. And I was so absolutely tired of being on the ship that they smuggled me in the back of their Humvee off the ship so I could go stand in sand. And I was never happier in my life to be standing in a desert than that day. And then they smuggled me back onto the ship and nobody ever found out about it. So
until today.
Yeah, until today.
Now everybody listening to this podcast, they're going to come after you. You know
and
that.
it's too late now. So
It's too late. So last year I was in Washington D.C. and went to the World War II memorial. I'm not saying you were in World War II, but they had at the memorial they have a little icon what's chiseled into the memorial. The Kilroy Was Here thing. I thought it was a cool story. I'd never heard of it before. I wasn't sure if the Kilroy Was Here thing was a thing when you were still in the Navy, or if you even heard. No.
I think that was pretty much Army, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that Army? It said they put it in the ship, so I wasn't sure if it was a Navy thing or not. So I just went down the rabbit hole that nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
it was. That's mostly a World War II thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it carried over into other wars or other
stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, National Guard.
We didn't have walls to peek over in the Navy. We were basically a ship is just one big jail.
Yeah,
right.
All right.
Well,
except with more people packed together in the cells.
Yeah.
We do certainly want to thank you for your service, Doug, and I don't know if we've done that recently, but it
not
is
enough.
Well, I mean, I'd like to thank the other guys that served with you even more. Holy shit, that you didn't throw him overboard is beyond me.
I don't know that we want to thank them. I want to ask. I think the question is,
what were you thinking?
Yeah, why is he still here?
There's some.
You had so many opportunities. He was on the ship for 10 months.
I have a lot of colorful stories to tell you off
the air.
Hey, I'll tell you another short fun one was. We got a humanitarian medal for helping out with Hurricane Hugo. So basically what happens when a hurricane is coming into the United States is the Navy has to leave. So you leave your families and everything else because you have to get the ships out at sea where they can't do any, can't be damaged or anything. And so Hurricane Hugo was coming and it was a monster. And our ship got orders basically to head to Puerto Rico to help Puerto Rico because Puerto Rico was going to get destroyed by it. And so in their infinite wisdom, the orders came through to send our LST, which is basically a 1/4-inch hull ship, through the middle of a hurricane through to go to Puerto Rico. And so we went through Hurricane Hugo, split the side of the ship open, literally, above the waterline, but totally cracked the ship. And I was sleeping at night. I was sleeping with my boots under the mattress on one side and my hand around a pole on the other side so that I wouldn't fall out of bed because we were smashing back and forth so bad. And it was pretty much like 2 days where the only thing that you could do was get up and go to watch and then try to get back and go back to bed.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it was massive, and then Puerto Rico was demolished. It was absolutely devastating. But a lot of people listening out there that don't realize the military. People think the military is just a bunch of guys out fighting everywhere, looking for a fight everywhere. Most of what we did was humanitarian stuff like that. So it's all goodwill. Back in the day, back when the Navy was first created, that was the whole idea behind it. Was not just to show our how strong we were as a country, but to get people all over the world to help other people. So that was 6 years. Most of what we did, we were helping other people.
Cool. All right, Tom, you're up. All
right.
We got a couple of questions.
Fantastic, Doug. I mean,
cool.
give him some props there.
Yeah, that was good.
No.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Exactly. Come on.
I got a question for Tom.
All right, do it.
Tom, which poops more inside your house, the baby or the dog?
Poop is on the show again.
Yay.
It was a completely clean show until Doug showed up with the poop comment. There it is.
Yeah, so if I do it based on age, because it's a fair comparison, then probably obviously the baby poops more, but the dog's is a whole lot worse. It's so stinky, and at least you can cover the baby.
Right, exactly. At least you can kind of contain that a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm making stuff up.
How do they get along together?
Oh, they get along great. Yeah, the Tucker He's a very hyper dog. For our listeners who don't know, he's very rambunctious. He's a 2-year-old or 1.5-year-old chocolate lab. So he's full of energy, but since my wife's been staying home, and normally he's locked in our bedroom for the whole day, and you get home at 5 o'clock and he's off the walls crazy, but she's been home, so he's been a lot more calm now. So,
Nice.
but now every time we put her down, change her diaper or whatever, comes up and licks her face. We always have to push him away because he just wants to keep licking her. So, so he's very affectionate to her. So it was very good to
he's
see.
tenderizing her.
Yeah.
We did have to buy. We bought a shock buzz collar for my wife because
You bought your wife
for the wife?
a shock collar?
we bought the dog. We bought the dog.
Things have finally
We
gone
bought the
downhill for
dog.
Tom.
We bought the dog a collar
I wish they had those when I
and
was married.
for my wife to use, for my wife to use on the dog because he gets his hyper periods moments still, and he drags diapers out in the yard, and so we got the collar for the dog.
Oh, okay. Because your wife's not allowed past the driveway.
That's right.
Just in case.
That's not my permission.
That's exactly. You have to turn it. You have the remote. You just have to turn it off to let her go in the morning.
Emily, we're sorry. I'm just going to own that.
What's your favorite Baby Allie moment so far?
Favorite baby Allie moment. So obviously the
He
birth.
said Bat Alley.
I don't know what he said.
I know.
The birth was special. That was a special moment, but I don't really like the crying. The crying kind of really annoys me.
I don't really like the crying. He says.
Is it Emily
she
or
cries-
the baby?
The baby. She
Okay.
cries a lot.
Is that
right
before
now.
or after the shot collar?
Because there
till
could be
they
a
turn-
cause and effect there.
Wait till they turn 12. It's even worse.
Yeah.
God. Oh, God. I got a 13-year-old now.
Question.
But so she's starting to smile and stuff now, and so when it's my turn to change the diapers, I always pretend like I'm eating her neck, and I go in her neck, and so she always like opens her mouth and like does like one of those
You
things.
know those baby things.
Yeah. And so it's a smile, but it's like a leave me alone smile. So I'm already getting the dad stop it.
Oh, good. So are you going to be the dad who stays up at night with a shotgun in his lap, waiting for your daughter to get home later in life?
Or are you going to be a dad that doesn't care about your kids?
No.
Because
That's
those
the-
are
those are
the only two options,
Yeah.
actually. You're either the shotgun dad or you're the dad who's not there.
Fortunately for me, I think I was blessed to have some great genes, and so I'm probably a larger dad than most boys that will be coming home to date my future or date my daughter when she's
Date
older.
my future daughter.
So I don't think a shotgun will be necessary.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
I'll just use the broad.
You'll just use
demeanor.
those guns.
Yes. So.
Yeah.
But yes, I will not be going to bed until she comes home.
But intimidation is absolutely necessary.
That's right.
You better believe it.
Oh, for sure. All right.
All right, that was it. So it was a good. I enjoyed this show. It was
a fun show.
break. We had a cancellation on us. Headache guy. Canceled on us.
He who
Doug.
must not be named.
Nope.
So, but yeah, this was.
We needed to do this anyway because I mean we don't circle back around to us and why we do what we do, right? And on top of that, we need to give a little bit more into the show on our own observations of what's happening in the digital marketing space. So look for a little bit more personality of what we do here regularly, but we certainly appreciate everybody's contribution and Doug. Sorry that we got our wires crossed, but we certainly do appreciate your involvement with the show, and we couldn't got here without everybody's participation. We're in the new studios, and we certainly are looking forward to a successful run of shows into the 300th episode down the way. Right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I mean, looking back on it now. There's so many elements now, between the social updates that are consistently outstanding and keep pace with the show. The videos that Tom pulls together are absolutely insanely good. The quality, obviously, of the show and the studios and all of the testing that we've done. It really shows, and we joke about coming a long way, but in 200 shows, we really have made some incredibly dynamic changes, now.
Absolutely.
And it's to be kind of on top, from the game as far as audio quality in the studios and video, social, everything else. It feels pretty good, So I love being a part of it.
Oh, here. So everybody lifts a cup and, sorry, I'll drink your Blantons for you there.
Don't worry, I got it.
And here's to 200th, and here's to another 100 more, guys. We're certainly enjoying it, and greatly appreciate everybody's involvement with Edge of the Web. Listening to the first show. We tried our best there.
we did our best,
and we didn't know where we were going at the time, but at least we had the concept, and I'm certainly appreciative of where we are now, what we're going to be building, and ultimately what we can do for a heck of a lot of other companies as well. So here's to the closing of the 200th episode, and we're going to be back in the saddle again next Thursday and doing live broadcast from here on out as well. So we're going to change up our audio feed and make sure that everything's going clean out there as well. Final words, last words, thoughts?
No.
Or was that it?
No, that was it. You summed it up perfectly. So,
all right. Well, be sure to check out all of the must-see videos and audio at edgeofthewebradio.com. Be sure to subscribe to our iTunes or our Google Play feed, and you can check us out on Stitcher, on Podbean, and all the other aggregators. Just make sure that you give us some feedback from the listenership. We want to hear what you want us to talk about. So post questions and post thoughts. We'll certainly take that under consideration.
Yep.
And like us on Facebook, like us, on top of that, hey, the show sponsor is DK New Media. Well, Marketing Tech Blog is the show sponsor, and Doug's over there cranking out content all the time. So check out marketingtechblog.com and be enlightened on that blog. I tell you what, there's a heck of a lot of stuff there on a regular basis. So this is Edge of the Web Radio, checking out on the 200th episode. Do not be a piece of cyber driftwood. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.